All right, all you snowboarders of the internet, we're here. We're live. We're taking your questions. So get them in the chat wherever it appears. I'm going to try to answer them as fast as possible for you guys. So that way, you get stoked and whatnot. Oh, sweet. We got a Cardiff snow ad running on this. I like that. I like it when I see real brands advertising on YouTube for this. Anyways, yeah, we're here. It's Thursday, live stream. So let's look at some of these questions. If you guys are good, we'll call Tommie Bennett here in a little bit, and we'll ask him what's going on with his crypto. I think that's what he's doing. So, but yeah, okay. So you know the drill. Super chats get a spin of the wheel. Could win a Signal snowboard. It's on there. It'll either be a Sierra or a tail gunner. I'm not sure. So maybe I'll let you guys pick. Maybe I'll feel generous. Maybe I'll just send you a mystery snowboard. Who knows? But yeah. Don't ask me fucking questions about split boards. I don't fucking split board. I ride flying couches to the top of the resort and ride down. I'm lazy as fuck. Also, my blood sugar's low. I'm eating M&Ms. Okay. Let's see. All right, so we got Joe X with the super chat. Thanks for great boards that shred on ice and all your info. Where are we going? Shop local, people. Shop local. All right. We got one here from David Dixon. Did Ride change anything on the Warner Brothers collab boards or just a graphic job? It's just a War Pig with the Looney Tunes graphic that they got hit with the cease and desist order like 30 years ago. Okay. Jackoff Beat. Was it the Russian crypto scammer that took down Tommie B's channel or the National Audubon Society? I think it was the Russian Audubon Society. They need that crypto to replenish all the birds that he ate when he flew to Japan, because he flew over Russia and just with his mouth open ate all the birds. All right, we got one here from Stefan H. Just spent all day ripping Whistler testing a Capita Mega Merc. Didn't want to get off of it. I understand. That's a great board. Now I just don't know if I go Mega Merc, Black Snowboarder to Death, or sell a kidney this summer for the Megadeth. You know, if you can find like a place to donate plasma right now, you could probably save enough money donating 3 times a month. 9 times if you know how to lie and go to multiple ones. You might die, you might bleed out, but you can go sell your plasma, and that'll help supplement your income, and it replenishes, like versus losing a kidney. Besides, if you're going to sell your kid plasma, and that'll help supplement your income, and it replenishes, like versus losing a kidney. Besides, if you're going to sell your kidney for only a Megadeth, you've severely undervalued what a kidney goes for on the black market. Low end is like 80K, high end is about 160. So you always want to shoot to the high end if you're healthy. And don't ask me how I know that, but I am looking for a kidney. All right. Let's see. Uncivil engineer. I heard Tommie got banned for his video. Top 5 bird recipes, chairlift to tailgate. No, it's chairlift to his mouth. That dude eats them raw. He doesn't cook them. He eats them raw. Ronan, do any board shops sell Rome bindings or boards? I've never seen them in person. Underground sells them here in Breck, as well as Mountain Sports Outlet and Silverthorne. Christie Sports, I think, carries some stuff, not much in there. Who else? I think 303 down in Denver carries them as well. Okay. Let's see. Brian B. Tommie was picked up by the U.S. Fish and Game for eating endangered birds. I told him not to eat that bald eagle. He wouldn't listen to me. I told him it doesn't taste as good as you think it will. But he didn't listen to me. He's like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. Bald Eagle is delicious. Tastes like freedom. It's the aftertaste that is just ugh. All right, so we got a super chat here from Fruit Poop Loops. We could all use a little Slim Whitman in our life. Right there. Right there. Slim Whitman. So, besides, if you talk about Slim Whitman enough, he might actually show up. Oh, well, sir, got yourself a small sticker pack. You know the drill. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and I'll drop that in the mail. Okay. Let's see. We got a super chat from the Send It Syndicate. Night Road with Rage Against the Machine and the iPods this evening. Got aggressive on some turns. What do you have on yours if you go railing turns? Bird calls. I want to remember the sounds of birds before Tommie eats them all. Like, I got to remember this. It's going to be the decline of our civilization because he eats all the birds. It's just how it's going to be. No, actually, usually I'm either listening to Perturbator or Kavinsky if I'm going to go rail some hard turns. So, yeah, let's give you a spin here, sir. Yeah, spray some skiers, people. Noodles, we had our annual Copper Mountain trip last week, and a random snowboarder sprayed my cousin who skis. Absolutely love it. Hashtag spray skiers. Might have been me. Might have been one of my peoples. I don't know. I'm not taking full credit for that. All right, we got one here from Fruit Poop Loops. Did you get to ride the new Rome Renegade? And if so, opinions? I haven't. I'm waiting for their marketing guy to get back in the U.S., and then they're going to put together a whole package of stuff, and that is one of the top boards that's in there that's going to be coming. Actually, the reason the live stream was late today was, oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Got a big box from Union. Figured I'd open it for you guys, show you some stuff. So we got some Unions, new Supermatic, the K2's new edition Hypnotist version, which matches that board up there. So I figured show you guys some new bindings and whatnot. So yeah. Anyways. That's kind of what we got going on there. All right. Let's see. Tibby TT, forget Snowboard Jesus in Austria for a week and seen skiing Adolf. 20-year-old skier in full World War II outfit, I guess. So, who knows? Oh, okay. All right. Got a super chat here from Piff. Leaning into the yes dicey to learn butters and hit small jumps. 185 plus minus a few pounds. 5'8", boot size 11. Should I go with the 54 or the 56 spray skiers? You're going to need the wider one because you got a size 11 boot. So you want to make sure that you get that. You got to make sure it's going to fit the boot, first of all. And I think the 54, like a 10 is tight on that. Like a 56 will probably fit that better. I mean, you're definitely going to learn how to butter with that dicey. It's solid. Ooh, person 3 above gets a spin. All right. Well, that goes to our boy Noodles, whose cousin got sprayed by a skier. Pick a random question for a spin. We're just going all over. Oh, DJ Happy Bird 13. How do we get one of those shirts you're wearing with the before and after listening to YouTube snowboarding? Kevin is the kookiest of all, I've realized. Kevin's kooky, but you know who? Snowboard Jesus is way kookier. So is Buckhouse. They're all kind of in their own realm of kookdom down there. But no, that shirt's a 1 of 1. I'm not going to sell it. Because the next thing you know, I'll get fucking hit with a cease and desist. And then, like, I don't know, someone will claim that I fucking slandered them. Stupid. So no. All right. Super chat from Ronan. Spin to win. We'll crank the sucker. Ooh. Oh, pick a random question. You were 2 away from winning a snowboard. I'm going to take this one from Duncan Lord. Amplid seems to be crushing it. What's your personal favorite Amplid board and why? Pennaquark, Solely Grail, Singular. Singular is the most versatile board on that list of the 3 that you have. I mean, that would be the versatility, which I got to film. I'm filming some new top 5s, but the big one is top 5 reasons you just need a directional twin. Remember to shop local, people. All right. We got Ian with the super chat. I like Signal. Mysteries are funny too. This motherfucker just be winning snowboards. You know, if you win a snowboard this early in the year, you don't get a chance the rest of the year to win another one. You get one a year. Where we going? Ooh, back to shop local. All right. Oh. Arihant Sathia, Passport versus Women's Ravine. Which is more damp underfoot? Riding in the Pacific Northwest, Tahoe conditions, stats, 140 pounds. Women's U.S. boot size, 7.5. Definitely have both my hands. That's a good thing to have. Which board and at what length should I opt for? They're about the same. If anything, I'd say the Passport's slightly more damp underfoot, but not by much. But the Ravine is kind of better in POW. Just my opinion in there. But if you're looking for more power, you're going to get it out of the Passport. But if you're looking for something that floats better and is a little easier to turn, that's going to be the Ravine. Can't really go wrong with either of them at 140 pounds. I think you're looking at like what, the 148, 149 size. So yeah, definitely check those out. Let's see. Also, for anyone that's just getting in here, make sure you answer the poll in the chat box or get your questions in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer everyone's questions. And, you know, super chats do get a spin of the wheel. Maybe if we're lucky, our Lord and Savior Slimothy J. Whitman III, DDS Esquire, will call in. Hopefully not. All right. Let's see. All right, we got Dinos. Spin to win. Love my Artifact Pro in the Arizona Snow Bowl. Didn't Arizona Snow Bowl just raise their day ticket price to like $310? Talk about fucking bougie. Ooh, pick a random question and give it a spin. Oh, Brandon Sawada. What is a comparable binding to the Flow NX2 TM? Does not need to be rear entry. Well, if you're not going rear entry on that, it's like your K2 formula, your bent metal transfer, Union Force, ride C8, not the A8, the C8. Trying to think what else. Like maybe the Rome DOD to an extent. If not, maybe you'd be better off going with like the Battalion Blaster full wrap. So, yeah, there you go. Oh. Damn it, I want to get rid of these fucking snowboards. You nerds. Okay. All right, Jacob Iverson. Do you know what happened with Tommie Bennett? I can't seem to find his YouTube channel at the moment. Very strange. He got hacked. He texted me like right after it happened. He got hacked. So this marketing email came in that said it was, you know, we got this new game. We want you to promote it in a video, blah, blah, blah. So he told me this verbatim. He's like, I Google searched it. Other YouTubers were doing it. I checked the company that was associated with it. Everything looked good, and they just said that there was were doing it. I checked the company that was associated with it. Everything looked good, and they just said that there was they put a link. They're like, hey, before you can download the game, you got to download this thing here. It's kind of like Call of Duty. You download from Ubisoft or whoever the fuck, Activision, and I think it's Activision. I don't even know. I don't even play Call of Duty anymore. But you download that, and then it does it, and basically it hacked into it. They deleted everything. Like, he and I were reporting him nonstop right afterwards, and luckily one of his viewers works for Google. They were able to fast track him on the recovery form. So right now he's just in the recovery process of getting everything back, which my guess is it'll probably be back by next week. I actually saw him today. I ran into him up at Copper just to ask him where he was at on everything. So, yeah. Oh well. So yeah, that's kind of where Tommie B's at with that. But if we want to call him, we can always call him later in this live stream. Okay. Anthony Hawking with the super chat. Shout out to FedEx for delivering my shiny Gimbal God Edition Astro full wrap binding to some random guy's house and sending me a photo to prove it. Hey man, thank you for those bindings. Guy's house and sending me a photo to prove it. Hey man, thank you for those bindings. They're great. I love them. I'm so glad that they showed up this week. Actually, that sucks. You want to hear a funny FedEx story? So when I lived in Steamboat, I ordered a battalion. I think it was the Jam from, I think this was like year 4 of battalion. So this was like 16 years ago, 17 years ago. So put my address down, right? Everything's right. And I'm at home for the day. I kind of like tweaked my knee or something, or my back. And I'm sitting there watching the live updates, tracking it, watching TV. And I'm like, okay, cool. And it says that it's on my street. And I was like, fuck yeah, it's going to be here. All right. And then it says delivered. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe they didn't walk, because my house was built into a hill. So you had to go through this garage, down the steps, then across the porch, and then my front door. So I was like, okay, they probably just left it up by the garage. So I go up there and I was like, no. And I get an update and I'm like, what the fuck is this? They delivered it to a vacant lot. And I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? So I'm like, okay, well, it's only 2 units down from mine. So I walk down to the vacant lot. It's down from mine. So I walk down to the vacant lot. There's nothing there. So I call FedEx and start going back and forth with them. And they're trying to tell me it's delivered. And I was like, the fuck it is. You did this. This is the address that was on the shipping thing. I've got the receipt. And they're like, yeah, that's what it says. And I was like, it says it was delivered to this address. And the woman's like, oh, no, that's not right. Well, the guy that's delivering it is a contracted person. And I was like, he's keeping it. And so we start going back and forth. And this is a 3-day ordeal of me calling this woman and reaming her a new ass over and over again because she kept lying to me. And I finally said, I was like, on my porch in 1 hour, or I will find the FedEx guy and beat the living fuck out of him on the side of the street. 10 minutes later, it shows up in the middle of my driveway, like just thrown out the side of the truck. It's like, how fucking weird is that? Like, so yeah, that's some bullshit right there. I really don't like FedEx. I've never had good experiences. UPS has always been better, even though they cost more. Ooh, yeah, Anthony, won yourself a small sticker pack. You know the drill. Email me, info@angrysnowboarder.com. Get that in the mail. That'll probably actually get delivered. I see we're up to 191 people. So who wants to see the new Supermatics for next year? Huh? Yeah. Go look at some new Nideckers. Which when I was talking to the U.S. brand manager, basically he told me, he's like, everything that you broke or had a problem with in the model that you reviewed last year, we've completely rectified. And I was like, that's cool. So, and he's like, yeah, we fixed everything that we could to make him better, to do everything. So I was like, cool. So one of the big things that they did, yep, I can already see it. So the stop tab for the release lever, they made it a little bigger. Yep, I can already see it. So the stop tab for the release lever, they made it a little bigger because one of the times I went to push down on it, I pushed it past. They also beefed up the release lever in there, which, you know, if you're going to back at least one type of alternative step-in binding, I think the Nidecker Supermatic is truthfully the one to go with. It's a true step-in. You're not limited to any of that bullshit boot binding combo stuff, but yeah, these, man, boy, these things are brand new. I'm gonna have to break these in. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, no. So yeah, they beefed up the release lever. They beefed up, I believe it's the roller in here, right here in the heel. They beefed that up, if I remember correctly. It was like some minor tweaks, but basically they just, any gripe that I had with them before, they beefed them up. So I'm looking forward to actually riding these. Not that I'll ever own a pair, but I trust them more than Step-On Clue, the K2 Cinch. All right. Fruit Poop Loops. This may sound stupid, but how to stay motivated to keep snowboarding after becoming burnt out from snowboarding. Ride off into the side of the trail where no one can see you, pull your pants down, and start jerking off. You'll get a rush. And after you get that rush, I mean, you might become a pervert and a sexual deviant, but you'll still go out and ride more because you need to go relive that rush. I mean, that's really kind of how it goes. If you're feeling burnt out, man, just take a vacation for a couple days from it. Just don't ride. Go do something else. Have other hobbies besides snowboarding. It will really help you. Okay. We got Patrick Einer with the super chat. Is Tommie B a secret anti-bird flu weapon? He might be patient zero. Little known fact, Tommie broke his MacBook in Japan throwing it at a bird, trying to catch it like it was a net. He's like, I just threw a MacBook in Japan throwing it at a bird, trying to catch it like it was a net. He's like, I just threw it up and it opened and it landed on the bird and then it hit the ground and the bird flew out and I broke my MacBook. So remember to subscribe or else. NKJI, or the K2 Antidote and Passport coming back next year? Yes. Passport's not going anywhere. It was their best-selling board this year. Antidote did really well too. Okay, let's see. We got Jeff Sprague coming to Colorado from Jersey on Saturday, riding Copper Sunday. How do I stop Tommie B from sneaking down to Glendale to eat the entire Eagles roster? I don't know. Throw a bunch of bird seed out and hope that he sits around and waits for the birds to land to eat it. Buck Choi, tired of recommending people out with helping people out with recommending reputable goggle brands only to have some idiot come claiming Xynor is the best goggle he's ever had. It's probably the only fucking goggle he's ever had. The guy sounds like brands only to have some idiot come claiming Xynor is the best goggle he's ever had. It's probably the only fucking goggle he's ever had. The guy sounds like a fucking kook. Be like, yeah, you can trust this guy's advice, but he sounds like a person that doesn't know. Be like, yeah, you can trust this guy's advice, but he sounds like a person that doesn't know what quality is. Probably drives a base model Honda Civic or a Toyota Camry. It'll get the job done, doesn't mean it's any better. That's a great analogy. Okay. Johnny Kruick. Is it worth putting structure in both the centered and TNT bases, or is it only useful for centered bases? Structure everything, including your top sheet. Okay, Joe X, what's your favorite board to ride on any given day? Right now, it's my Ride Shadowban. I've been really, really enjoying riding that all day. So I love testing bindings on that thing. All right, Joe, won yourself another sticker pack. You know the drill. You've won a ton of these. One day, Joe's going to win a snowboard. I know it. This dude's always winning small stickers. One of these days, it's all going to come together. Okay, the Capita Megadeth. Yes. Yes, you should. That board's solid. Like, I only got a couple laps on it, and I'm hoping to get a full day on it for a full review. But when I do, it'll be. I think that board's going to be one of the big hyped boards I try to push this year. I can already tell just from riding it for a couple laps. I was like, damn, this thing's amazing. All right, we got super chat from the Syndicate. Has anyone else here? Todd Richards, shout out Casey Willix in the bomb holds all banged up. Oh my god, dude! First off, if you haven't watched their live stream with Jeremy Jones, Nick Baden, Gabe Ferguson, Grenier, and E Stone from this past week, where they were talking X Games and everything, Todd calls in. I think it's at about the 20-minute mark, maybe 25-minute mark, and they start talking about it. Grenier's like, fuck Snowboard Jesus in. I think it's at about the 20-minute mark, maybe 25-minute mark. And they start talking about it. Grenier's like, fuck Snowboard Jesus, which is a very amazing thing to hear him just straight up. He straight up told us, like, you're not a fucking real snowboarder. So, so there's that. And then Todd's kind of just talking about it, but they all basically came to the consensus. These guys are fucking kooks, which they are. Because I got a great Snowboard Jesus story because he fucking decided to slide into my DMs the other night and try to pick a fight with me again. Like that dude is Buckhouse levels of stupid. Like, the two of them together might have a quarter of a brain cell. Like, special needs kids are smarter than them. Special needs. Like, that's sad. Like, I don't think between either of them they could read past a kindergarten level. Like, those guys fucking suck. But yeah, it was really funny. Like, but Todd basically said it would have been great to have Casey Willix come out to the X Games because, one, he can actually ride. He knows tricks. He knows stuff. Casey would have been good. I mean, this is something that a bunch of my friends and I were talking about. If you're going to invite like influencers like that, he knows stuff. Casey would have been good. I mean, this is something that a bunch of my friends and I were talking about. If you're going to invite like influencers like that, I think what it would have made more sense would have been you invite someone like Sarah and Mark from Mobility Duo to come out and just interview people talking about what their workout routine is, the recovery routine, talking about with different riders and stuff like that. That would have been great. Casey's a rider's rider. Everyone, like, he knows how to ride. He could have gone and done course previews because he can actually hit that shit. That would have been really cool to see. I think then you bring in someone that knows like gear tech and stuff. Not me. I don't want to do it. Fucking ugh. But there is a guy that runs a YouTube channel. I think he works for radio down there. You bring him in, you interview the riders, you have him out there being like, oh, so so-and-so's riding this board with this setup, blah, 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 blah. You know, you plug a few shops, you plug some product. It's great. You do stuff like that. Instead, we got fake stoner, a guy that I've never seen do a half cab, a guy that keeps preaching about doing charity and positivity, who's the most passive-aggressive bitch I've ever seen. Like, it makes no fucking sense to bring those people out. And the best part is, they're not yet. But yeah, so anyways, that's really, really funny to see that. But yeah, the fact that the snowboard industry is just shitting on these guys still. But I'll get into the Snowboard Jesus thing because I think it's fucking absolutely hilarious. So dude just sends me a DM. Why I haven't blocked him yet, I don't know. Probably because I just think it's funny talking to someone so fucking stupid. So he slides in and he's like, did you watch the Today Show today? And I was like, no, because unlike you, I'm a snowboarder who went snowboarding and I had fun. You're a poser fuck. I was on the Today Show. Okay, cool. I've been on Fox News multiple times. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't have cable. I don't watch this shit. I've also been on ABC before. I've been on a few other things. It's not that big a deal, right? Who cares? So anyways, he starts being all passive aggressive with me. And then I swear to God, this dude is like eating his kid's Adderall or something because he's like speedballing. God, this dude is like eating his kid's Adderall or something because he's like speedballing and manic with the way he responds to stuff. But at one point, he accused me of, you only tried to help Tommie Bennett out so that you could get a shout out. And I was just like, Tommie never gave me a shout out like when any of this shit was going on. I just did it because like we're colleagues. We work in the same space. We do get along. We're friends. Like Tommie was at my 40th birthday party. Like, that should just tell you where we are. And then he was like, "You blackmail." Like, oh, I got to read this screenshot. Like, someone sent me this. This was fucking hilarious. Because this was, yeah, this is Snowboard. So dude just gets called out for being a TikTok person on. And so this is his response to this guy, Corey. He's like, "Also never called myself pro. I'm feeding my family while getting clicks and likes. He blackmails companies by demanding money for a good review. Otherwise, it's a bad review. My demographic is actually younger than 20. I'm showing people that it's easy to be nice to other people. Those sponsored gifts are dope also. He's the reason snowboarders get a bad reputation." Talking about me. So one, I think it's absolutely funny that I'm blackmailing companies for good reviews. I was like, no, if something's a fucking turd, I'm going to say it's a fucking turd. Blackmailing companies for good reviews. I was like, no, if something's a fucking turd, I'm going to say it's a fucking turd. Like, like this Drake that I broke in the fucking parking lot. Not too fucking stoked on that thing. But hey, you know, Drake's over here just totally not giving me money. So that, you know, not like K2 gave me money to ride the hypnotist or do this. Like, not getting this. I think that's funny. I was like, but he starts to get, so he's saying shit like that into me. So one of the best ones he said to me, he goes, "You're just jealous because I've got all these followers and you've been doing this a long time and you're nothing." And I'm sitting here going, no, I'm comfortable. Like, I'm totally comfortable with where I am and what I'm doing. And actually, we're growing. Just so you guys know, starting next week, I will be bringing on a new person to do reviews. Shop guy from Powder Tools, known him for a couple years, really good kid. You're going to start, if you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, you're going to see some stuff coming out there. We're going to be doing tests. He'll eventually be on the live streams with me. He's going to start, you're going to see more of Aaron. So that's what be on the live streams with me. He's going to start, you're going to see more of Aaron. So that's what we got going on. But yeah, so he's like, you're jealous. And the best quote he said was, "I've made tens of thousands of snowboarders." And I was like, and the best quote he said was, "I've made tens of thousands of snowboarders." And I was like, I started riding after the pandemic. So this uptick that we have in actual ridership that we haven't seen since the late 90s is a result of people being cooped up. They wanted to get out. Like, and we're already seeing that decline of people that came out the gate and they're like, "I'm going to learn snowboarding." They realized it was really hard. Now they're quitting. Which, by the way, check Facebook Marketplace if you're looking for good gear that probably hasn't been ridden much. Just saying. So anyways, we're going into that. And I was like, dude, you haven't done shit in snowboarding. You never have. So my friend who deals with numbers and analytics decided to audit his TikTok and his Instagram and everything just to see. And he goes, so one thing he noticed was he's got this 1 million plus viewership, but he hits less than 5% views. So that means either people have subscribed to him, followed him, whatever, and no one's actually watching his shit, or he bought his shit. For $1,200, you can buy 1 million followers on TikTok. I'm just saying. I actually think this summer I might create a fake account and see how much stuff I can buy and what the interactions are just so I can call these fucks out. But that's the whole thing is, so he's got this fake audience. So now suddenly this is a dude that peaked in high school, and now this is like high school 2.0. Him and Buckhouse, same fucking person. It's all ego for them. It's ego driven. It's all about what they think they've built, which they more than likely have bought, right? So you buy this stuff, and you get there and you buy these people and you're doing all this shit. And I sit there and I watch this and I'm like, okay, so let's say I got 35,000 followers, right? Viewers here, 35,000 subscribers, right? A review video is going to hit about 3,000 to 5,000 people in the first 48 hours. That's what I expect. It's fucking reviews. You're not watching every single one. I don't know people that are. There's a few of you. You're weird. So anyways, but just the fact, like the sheer like passive aggressiveness, he's like, "I make more money than you." And I was like, no, you've openly admitted TikTok. Like, so anyways, dude has a day job, right? So he works for the town of Truckee. If you work in California, Nevada, there's a website that actually tells you what you make. So my friend, that's a Tahoe guy, I asked him about it. I was like, hey, what do you know about him? He's like, well, his wife makes all the money. And I was like, okay. He's like, check this link out. And so I go and I check it out. And dude worked for the town of Truckee Parks and Rec, made less than $20,000. How the fuck you affording to live in Truckee on less than $20,000 a year? I was like, okay, TikTok ain't paying those bills. I know that. And so this whole thing, but man, God, dude, I figured it out. Like this dude wants validation from real snowboarders. So every week, because we forget about him because, you know, X Games is over, he's going to go start picking fights with people to try to be relevant because that actually brings attention to him. And then those are real views versus the fake ones that he bought. So when he does that, so for everyone watching, remember to report him. Scam, fraud, terrorism, I don't care. Remember, thumbs down him. Remember to block your feed so he doesn't show up. The world will be a better place. This is where we're at on there. But I'm not going to block him because, one, it's just kind of fun to see how manic I can make him. Like, you can just tell that the hamster has fallen off the wheel and he's just fucking rage typing at me. And I'm just like, this is funny as fuck. I was like, dude, I've been doing this for a long time. Like, the best analogy I have about all these, because people have been asking me all week about TikTokers and influencers and shit. I was like, when I started Angry Snowboarder, blogging was the big thing, right? YouTube didn't even exist back then. So, you know, social media was still its infancy, stuff like that. So when I started Angry Snowboarder, there was about 300 snowboard websites. Out of all of those that started at the same time as I am the only one left. Every one of them went under. In that time, Transworld and Snowboarder went under. Snowboard Mag went out of business and came back. You know, and so like these guys don't realize, you know, and so like these guys don't realize they're just early adopters to a platform that's algorithmically fed, they had one video that probably went viral, and now that's become their whole image. And unfortunately, it's a fake image. Like, you know, capitalism and charity, like you're using charity for your capitalism. It's fake, you know. You have to do these, you have to make these videos to do what you're doing. You're not spreading positivity. Like at one point he was telling me that I hate beginners and I'm doing everything to hurt beginners. And I was like, no. He's like, well, I ride around and pick them up when they fall down. And I was like, yeah, if I see someone fall and hurt themselves, I'm like, yo, you need ski patrol? Like, that's called being a good human. I don't need to turn a camera on to do it. It's like I was watching this video the other day. Dude had his cell phone for a dash cam. Car in front of him like flips over. I'm like, fuck, okay. Where are we going with this? I figure he's going to call 911. He's in the car, reaches up, grabs the camera that's the dash cam, runs out, runs over to the car, and is banging on the window. And he's like, bro, you good? And he's making sure he can like film the person. And he's like pulling the door handle. It's like, put the fucking phone down and help the motherfucker, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you people doing? Like, live in the moment, you know, like help people. Like, as someone that was an EMT, that shit ain't cool. So anyways, yeah, that's where we're at. So let's take some more questions here, which, by the way, I do owe the Syndicate a spin. So we'll do that. Ooh, pick a random question and give it a spin. We're going to take this one from Juan Ferrer. Did you see Ed Shred's BS criticism of people trying to protect the culture being no better than these influencers? Fuck that motherfucker. So first off, that guy's a fucking culture vulture. Piece of shit con artist. Go look up his LinkedIn. Ed is not his real name. It's Christian something, whatever. So first off, dude never had any good results as a competitive snowboarder. He disappeared for 10 years from snowboarding. If you look at the companies he started, like it looks like it's like for 10 years from snowboarding. If you look at the companies he started, like it looks like it's like Gwyneth Paltrow levels of goop shit. You're like, is this MLM shit? That dude is just trying to ride everyone's coattails. Like, that's all it is. He's a fucking dick clinger. Like, fuck him. That dude doesn't shred either. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, he'll probably go up one day a week and maybe film a few clips, but that's about it. Like, Tommie and I've never seen him up here. The fact that he actually hired people I know to write his scripts to break down stuff because he didn't know how to break it down. So he'd hire actual snowboard coaches to write it for him. Fake as fuck, fake as fuck, fake as fuck. That dude's just basically selling some bullshit subscription MLM type shit. Like, fuck that guy. That guy is just such a fucking kook. Like, it's so hilarious. Tommie and I actually blocked him from running ads on our channel because we were just like, we're fucking done with this guy. Like, fuck him. Fuck him. He's the same level as Buckhouse, Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp, Snowboard Jesus, Half Cap King. They're all fucking culture vultures that don't give a shit. People that say those of us that are trying to protect the culture are bad for it. No. Gatekeeping is good when you do it the right fucking way. If you don't, you end up with dumbasses wearing way. If you don't, you end up with dumbasses wearing turtle butt pads everywhere, fucking Zeech and rails falling off, being fake as fuck. Like, fuck them, dude. They're all a bunch of people that bought a snowboard at one point, want to be snowboarders, but they're really just people that snowboard, fucking buying their audiences and all this shit. They're fake as fuck. Like, fuck all of them. Fuck them all. Like, the funny thing was, I actually had to pick up some boards today from one of my reps who's friends with Ed. And he's like, oh, he and I are like, go way back. And I was like, that's cool. You guys got fucking history. I never want anything to do with him. I was like, he's fake as fuck. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck them all. Here's a fucked up thing. TJ almost killed David Jones, Benton, Tommie B, and a few other people in Japan with his fucking shit choices. High Abbey Danger telling people they don't need beacons to go out there and broke a cornice off above them. Fuck them. These idiots are going to get someone killed because they don't fucking think. It's all about their fucking ego. Oh, look at me. I fucking know everything. Fuck you. Check your fucking ego, motherfucker. They fucking suck. They fucking suck. They don't do shit for snowboarding. None of them. None of them. You want to... I'm actually doing top 5 channels that'll make you a better snowboarder and actually help snowboarding. You think any of those dumb fucks are on there? No, because they all fucking suck. You got the guys that are like, we're saving snowboarding. Oh, my Messiah complex. I'm going to save snow. No one fucking asked you to save snowboarding. Snowboarding's doing better than it was 5 years ago. You want to know how I know? 26 fucking years of riding, motherfuckers. What have you done? I want to read this comment this DM that Casey sent me because it was fucking hilarious. Like, so for anyone that doesn't know, Casey and I are boys that go way back. Like, I've known Casey probably since he was like 18 years old. So, you know, like Casey and I are boys, right? And let's see. What is it? Okay. Yeah, because I was talking shit on Snowboard Jesus. He's like, so this is from Casey. And he goes, you called me out on some shit when I was coming up and it set me straight, put me in my place and taught me a lesson. But I was ready to learn from my snowboarding elders and idols and now and thank you. And so my response to him was, I've always been proud how you've turned out as a snowboarder. And he's like, appreciate you, legend. Like, that's my boy Casey, right? Casey sent me that. Casey's in a weird realm, like pro snowboarder, influencer, happy-go-lucky guy. Like, you know, like, no. Fuck these guys, dude. All they want to do is they try to stir the shit pot because you stir the shit pot, you cause the drama, you might get a couple of fucking troglodytes that'll follow you. And that's really what you get. Like this whole Snowboard Jesus thing, 3 people came to his defense. Some 18-year-old girl from Texas that looked like she's going to be a reject for Suicide Girls, a burner account that's probably from the same girl in Texas, and then one dude that was like, being like, well, you know, we should be inclusive and allow everything to happen. No, fuck you, dude. Have a fucking opinion. Stand up to it. You want to be fucking eggshell white houses with stucco on the outside. You're a white Toyota Camry. You're fucking white New Balances. Like, fuck you. Have a fucking opinion. All these people, man. Like, I don't watch their shit because it's fucking trash. I know it. I'm like, fuck it. You know why you never see me posting any of their shit in the cultural mystery link that's down in the description? Because they're not culturally relevant. They're fucking farts in the history of snowboarding. It might echo for a little bit, but they'll never be remembered by people that matter. No, fuck that. Speaking of that, you should go check out the cultural mystery link down below, as well as the videos I linked. Reflect, the local video from the guys out here. Fucking awesome. Super awesome. So, yeah. All right. I'm in a pissy mood today, I guess. Fucking people driving slow in the fucking left lane. Fucking kill them all. All right. We got one here from M. Durko. Best voodoo ritual to appease Uller and have him bless Michigan with some snow. Sacrifice a chicken, goat, skier. This winter has not been good. You got to wash your car. Yep. You gotta go wash your car, get a haircut. You gotta wash your car. Yep. You gotta go wash your car, get a haircut. Release some birds to Tommie B. I'm just saying, these are all things you gotta do. You know, so and I think I owe Juan a spin too. So. Ooh. Well, Juan, you won yourself a jumbo sticker pack. So be sure to email me info@angrysnowboarder.com. I'll get that in the mail to you. Anyone that's won the last few live streams or anything, everything is completely out. So yeah, we're good on that. All right, so we got the super chat from Fruit Poop Loops. The Yes Standard on Ink versus the Jones Ultra Mountain Twin. Oops, dropped my pen. So the Standard on Ink is a little more damp than the Ultra Mountain Twin, so that means that the Ultra Mountain Twin is a little more lively. I do think that the grip is better right underfoot on the Standard on Ink, but I think the side cut on the Ultra Mountain Twin is better just for general riding around the resort. You got full camber on the Standard on Ink. You got cam rocker on the Ultra Mountain Twin. So you got to kind of choose between the two of those, which camber profile you want to go with. And since we're over 200 people in here watching, let's open up some union bindings and see what we got. I asked for 6 pairs of bindings to test this year, which is the first year that Union has actually sent me stuff, so I don't have to buy anything. Which, by the way, I will be giving away a set of Ultras at some point. So let's see what we got here. Okay. What do we got? Ooh, Flight Pro Black Medium. Let's see what we got. So I wanted to ride the Flight Pro for a while, just kind of see it's super light binding, see what all the hype is about on that, but minimal straps, minimal design. Looks like a revamped version of the TSSL4 toe strap on there. I think that's the Forma strap on there. Might be wrong on that, but yeah. So that's the new Flight Pro. So, which compared to the Ultra is actually definitely heavier than that. But oh shit, damn! Look at that cutout there on the toe. Oh, I'm gonna feel a lot of stuff with this binding, I bet. It's going to be a fun one for sure. So so February 23rd, Ski Cooper does their Thirsty Thursdays, skicooper.com. You can check out Thirsty Thursday. $30 lift tickets if you buy it 2 days in advance. We're going to try to do a little meetup at $30 lift tickets. I think that's affordable for a lot of people. We can go up, go shred. It's on the backside of Leadville. So basically you go past Copper, you drive up to Leadville, take a right, and then go down about 5 miles, and it's on your right. So if you're in Colorado on the 23rd, we're going to try to do something. Also, tentatively looking at something in Steamboat on the weekend of the 25th and 26th of March. So I really want to try to get some stuff going for you guys, just so we can do these meetups, kind of build the community and whatnot. Yeah. So that's where we're at on that, at least. So anyways, got to give you a spin here, sir. Well, you won a medium along with the small you won earlier. One more small, and I'll just send you a jumbo. Okay, here's a good one from Jamie Henderson. Do you have any binding recommendations for a 47-year-old knees on a beginner intermediate with big feet, riding a battalion, whatever, resort riding a park clips, thinking Rome Katana or waiting for the XL Supermatics? If you got bad knees, you don't want the Katana. What you really want is the ASIM wrap is basically a Katana with a different foot pad in there. It is more damp. It is a way more damp binding, and it will really help the feel or any of that impact that you get from your knees. So that should definitely be something that you check out there. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? Let's take some more. Damn, we are way out in the weeds. Okay. All right, super chat here from Silas Girl. Can a board really progress your ride? I'm a beginner who can do turns, happiest on blues, so not total beginner. Is there a woman's board that can actually help me progress? So to a point, what you really want to do if you're in this weird, you want a soft directional twin board. Nothing crazy stiff. All the other tech doesn't matter because you're just trying to progress. You want it soft. What you want to do is downsize about 2 to 4 centimeters more than what they actually recommend for you. And the reason for that is that's going to expedite your learning curve because you're riding a smaller board. It's easier to throw it around. You got less weight in it. But as you ramp up your progression, you will outgrow that board faster. Now, the big thing is like you're kind of like a high-end beginner or a real low-end intermediate. You don't need anything too crazy. Like I said, just a soft flexing directional twin. That's it. That's all you're going to need. And once you get there, just ride more. The more you ride, the more muscle memory you get. The more muscle memory you get, the easier things become over and over and over again. And since you're just linking, you can do good turns. You need to take good turns to good carves. That's where you're at. And that's a lot of ankle steering. So, people, there's one thing that women tend to do. It's called chick hip, where they throw their hip forward more into a turn. You've got to figure out how to bring that back, keep your weight centered. You want to be doing more turning with your ankles and knees. That's kind of like the big thing right there. And that's really what's going to help you progress by and large. So ride more, concentrate on your steering, your form, and scare yourself once a day. I don't care if it's a small little ollie on a roller, you hit a little side hit, you do a backside or front side 180 and ride switch for 10 feet. Maybe it's just going a little faster than you like down one steeper section of a run you've been on 100 times. Scare yourself once a day, just a little. You'll thank me. Just don't pee on yourself. Don't do that. That's not good. So, yeah. Random Tommie B fact. He snowboards backwards so he can look at the birds uphill and stare them down and hypnotize them with his eyes. And then when they're all disoriented and shit on the next lap, he picks them up, puts them in his pocket, and takes them home and eats them later. Okay, Steon H. What board shape and flex do you like for an all-around board? Rocker camber or maybe a combination? I want majority camber dominant. So like Shadow Band has a little rocker in the nose. I like that. But majority, it's camber dominant. Middle of the road flex, maybe just a hair past middle of the road torsionally, so it's a little more rigid. I like it to be a little bit more damp directional twin. Like realistically, everyone could just buy a directional twin and that could be it. Like it's the true Swiss Army knife snowboard. Some are better, some are worse. You kind of go with it from there. So, yeah. Wall dodger with it from there. So, yeah. Wall dodger. Saw an old guy with a Bluetooth speaker blasting old people's music. Was a nice change from dubstep. I'm not even mad about that. So there's a dude. I haven't seen him this year, but there used to be this dude at Copper. So he had it was before all that stupid Mylar looking shit that women were wearing like last season or 2 seasons ago. But he had like this reflective jacket and he had a backpack speaker and he had a fake afro and he'd go around giving people candy, like all the lifties and shit. And his speaker on the backpack played nothing but disco music. And his name was Disco Funk. And you could just hear him coming a mile away. And then one day he was just listening to Freebird for like 4 hours. Evidently, he just drops a lot of LSD and just goes skiing. But not really mad. I'm just kind of more amused at that point because I'm just like, that is actually hilariously funny. So Carlos Enriquez with the super chat. Thanks again for the ride smoke screen. Took it up. Community boards. Shop local, people. Jason Zabo, can you make it snow in the Northeast? Spin that wheel. I can't. I don't live there anymore. My powers have faded in the Northeast. It's not my old stomping grounds. For some reason, when I do make it snow, it's only the city of Buffalo, mainly over my grandmother's house. So my uncle has to go shovel and snowblow. I'm a dick like that. Ooh, eat your muscle cheese. And we got Officer McNasty with the PSA. Shout out to Angry for suggesting the Unstrapped podcast. Super underrated channel. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Unstrapped Snowboarding on YouTube or the podcast, you definitely should. I try to tune in every week when they do their live stream podcast and be in the chat just to kind of talk shit and stuff. All right. Okay. We got one here from Ave. I really need twin board as wide as my Super Pig. Twin Pig was my first choice, but it's flex of 410 when Super Pig is 710. Any advice for a wide twin? Well, one, stop looking at flex things. Like, those numbers don't mean shit. It's marketing bullshit. It really is. Like, so you want something like a Super Pig in wide that's twin. Closest you're probably going to come to that would be like a K2 party platter. That would really be the closest. But you should also check out the LibTech Jamie Lynn short wide. I think they just call it the Jamie Lynn now. That would be another one. I think the Capita Outsiders comes in a wide too. That would be a good one to look at too if you want something stiffer, twin, like that. Okay. All right. Timothy C. Hi, Angry. How much setback on bindings if I'm riding a twin park board and POW, i.e. Capita Indoor? Thank you. Pretty sure the Indoor is actually a directional twin. Well, they kind of changed it from year to year. Realistically, as comfortable as you want. You can set it all the way back. You can set it back one insert, have just a little bit more nose than tail. It's personal preference. Back in the day, when I was riding twin boards when I was a kid, and we get like the odd POW day at Holiday Valley, I just take the bindings off and move them all the way back, super nose on that thing. And I go over to the wall and I just point it down the wall because it's the steepest run there and just basically be like, wah, all the way down. Okay. Derek Constantino, tips to recover from a concussion. Just had my very first one yesterday after 7 years of riding. I blacked out for about 45 seconds. One, Derek, you need to get off the internet. No lights, no stimulation, anything like that. You need to sleep and do that. Second, when you finally get through the first 48 to 72 hours, go to saveabrain.org or .com. Just Google Save a Brain. It's my friend Kelsey's foundation, and it's all about recovery from concussion and post-concussion syndrome and what you can look forward to with the joys of now being one of the people that got a concussion. Luckily, it is your first concussion. You are not at the level that I am at with 23 with 2 holes in my brain and a dent in my prefrontal cortex. Here's what you need to know. Like I said, no stimulation, no sugar, no stimulants, no reading, no music, just dark rooms, sleep, do that. Things you need to be aware of. Your mood is going to change. You're going to be irritable. Your emotions are going to run rampant. You're going to go kind of manic at times. It's just something that happens. Eating sugar and processed food, not the best with that as well. So you got to be aware of that. Stay hydrated too. Stay hydrated. And since you blacked out for 45 seconds, you need to go to a doctor and talk to them. If you can, you probably want to get an MRI to make sure there is no brain bleed in there or damage to the brain. If you have health insurance, because I'm assuming you live in America, which means we're all fucked. If you don't, play it by ear. The whole stay awake for X number of hours, all that shit. No, but like you need to get away from your phone, leave it in another room, no TV, nothing. Just sleep, dude. Just sleep. But make sure you tell someone that you had a concussion and to check up on you. You know, like that's kind of a really, really big thing there. So, but yeah. So I want to do that. We're gonna end this poll now. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so out of 264 votes, 79% of you say you need to live closer to do a meetup. 12% said yes, and 8% said no. I guess 8% of you don't like me. Okay. All right. Super chat here from our boy Jonathan Basilius. What are your thoughts on Posi stance riding carving with Karua gaining popularity as well as Asian soft boot carving? Can you see that style of riding becoming mainstream in North America? Already seen it to an extent. Like, I don't think it'll ever fully take over, but I respect it. Like, I love the guys from Keystone Surf Club. Austin and Nick are great guys, and Ben. I think there's one other one in there, but it's good. So the one thing that I want people to understand about Posi stances is you throw your natural stance alignment out and you're putting more pressure on your hip flexors and stuff. You can cause hip damage over time. I'm just letting you guys know that. It's your choice. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't have hip damage from riding duck-footed for 26 years. So, yeah. All right. That's kind of where I'm at with that one. We'll give it a spin. Jonathan, won yourself a small sticker pack, sir. So, you know the drill. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and we'll get that in the mail to you. Okay, I'm going to take this one from Luke. 1700 US 1200. It's designed for a certain person that will want that and understands that that price is going to go along with the fact that it's got mega construction in a black snowboard death. It is a very approachable board. For anyone that thinks that it's going to be this crazy stiff fucking monstrosity, it is not. It is approachable. It is a very unique ride. I did a couple laps on it. When I got back to the demo tent, I was just like, well, 26 years of riding, I never had an experience like that. And that's cool. But it's the way I look at it is it's like the guy that buys like a Porsche Cayenne GTS 3. Do you need a Porsche Cayenne GTS 3? Do you need an SUV that does over 200 miles an hour? No. But if you can afford it and you want it, fuck yeah, go get it. You know, that's the way I look at it. For most people, I think a black snowboard to death will be fine. Maybe a Mega Mercury. I mean, realistically, a lot of people should just what they want with it. Am I going to probably be hyping it when I get to finally fully review it? Oh, yeah, I guarantee I'm going to hype it. Like, that thing is solid, you know? Okay. Adam Patterson, have you stopped reviewing Never Summer stuff? Have they sent me an apology and paid me the back money they owe me? What's that? No, they haven't? Yeah, then no, I don't give a fuck about them. They can go wave their fucking Colorado Confederate flag bullshit. Goddamn fucking douche canoe brand. All right. Okay. Stu Hain, Black Snowboard to Death or Jones Aviator for all mountain carving, charging, side hits? The best way to answer that question is yes. Dealer's choice. Okay, we got a super chat from Ian for the channel. Keep the streak going. Oh, this dude's just out trying to win everything. Shop local. Well, since we got 236 of you guys in here, I'm going to open up some more union bindings. Let's see what we got here. I'll be right back. Okay. I think we're going to look at the new Force this time. So there's two Force models for 2024. There's the Force OG, which is the old Force that everyone knows, and now there's the new Force. So this is a full revamp of everything, and it's supposed to be a whole new binding. I talked to some of my friends that ride for Union and Capita, and they're like, dude, it's a pretty phenomenal binding. They're like, I think you're going to like it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm all for it. Smells like Italy. Okay, so first off, new high back. A little more tapered in there. So got that going on. Almost looks kind of like a ride high back. And then let's see. Got the toe strap right there. It's got rubber in there, a lot of give in there. Let's see. Got that toolless heel strap. So you just basically, it's got the pins. I don't feel like dealing with it. But you pop the pins, you do everything there. Let's see. Still got a big disc. So it's got the bigger disc on there. But the dampening agent is different in there. You can kind of see that. And then you got two placements for your heel strap there and there, but you can adjust the heel cup down there. So strap there and there, but you can adjust the heel cup down there. So bunch of give to that high back and stuff. So I don't know. These look interesting. I'm looking forward to riding those. So yeah, okay. Okay, we got Georgie Kobe. After my 32 lash broke in, started to get heel slip in one foot. Any recommendation for stiffer boots with good heel hold to try? Should I spring for the K2 with Thraxis? You probably don't need the K2 Thraxis if you're coming off of a lash. What you really need to do, if they just started to pack out and they just broke in, what you want to do is go get yourself some J-bars. And basically, it's adhesive foam. And you want to put them on the liner, on the outside of the liner, underneath your ankles, which I have a boot fitting 101 video. It's an old one. I think the audio on it's pretty shit. But you want to make sure you put that on and underneath where your ankle bones are. That's going to suck up some of the volume. That should actually tighten that up for you and allow you to just get more use out of that. And then when you go to try on, if you do want to go to a stiffer boot, don't make the jump of going from a 32 lash to a K2 Thraxis. They are on opposite ends of the spectrum. Like the lash is a soft ass park boot. The Thraxis is one of the stiffest all mountain boots out there. You don't want to do that. Plus, if you have a 32 foot, you probably don't have a K2 foot. All right. Okay, Adam C. Best freestyle power board for a size 13 boot, 170 pounds, 5'11", freestyle focus, spring break, or so the spring break powder twin's good. Otherwise, look at the Marhar Lumberjack or Lumberjack X. If you want camber, you go with the Lumberjack X. If you want flat to rocker, you just go with the regular Lumberjack. It's kind of how that goes in there, but either of those boards plus that spring break powder twin would be good. To an extent, you could even probably pick up like a K2 party platter. Okay, super chat from our boy Hano. All hail our Lord and Savior, Slimothy J. Whitman III, DDS Esquire. Spray skiers. I got a question about the Supermatic, so I want to check the box because maybe it'll tell me. Oh man. Yeah, so Supermatic next year will come in an XL size, and that will go from a 29 to a 32.5. 29's an 11, 30's a 12. So that should fit up to a 14. So that answers the question for his boy Milo, whose friend has a size 15 boot. I don't think a 15 will fit in that, though. So, anyways, yeah. Okay. All right, and we got our boy Willie Fatsa. Spin for Joe to win a board for all them stickers. All right, we'll see what we can do. Drink Malort. Okay. All right, we got Dan K with the super chat. Scared myself today by jumping that bush at the beginner of slalom slope, going Mach 10 and up, cartwheeling down the hill. Still the best basin day. Oh, you hit bush cap at A Basin. Oh, the top one. Oh, yeah. I love that one. That's one of my favorite ones. Just you got to be careful when you ollie that. There's a rock to the right that always gets covered, but if it's windblown and loaded, it'll pop up. So I've watched people just fucking drill that thing full speed and obliterate their board. So you always got to be careful on that. Shop local. All right. Alex Campbell with the super chat. Kook lift story. Loving the Rome cleavers on the Pantera. Killer year at Powderhorn. Oh, I got to make it out to Powderhorn. Out to Grand Junction, Powderhorn. Ooh, tiny little place. Love that. Kook lift story. I don't know. There's a lot of them out there. I still always remember the guy that hit me from behind on the park chair at Steamboat. It's a two-seater. It's an old 1970s two-seater. And I was at the load line, and you can actually used to be able to lap the park and not unstrap and go right to the load line and get up and get right off and lap the park. So I did it. I'm fully strapped in. Dude just comes into the fucking corral and he's ping-ponging off everything. And he comes right through the stop line, and I'm at the load line, hits the lift, he pushes him over, it pushes in it, hits me and hits my knee he made it right between the chair and hits my knee he made it right between the chair hits me and starts dragging my leg and board's popping. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at him and I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? And he's like, you're not allowed to ride the chair alone. And I look at him and I was like, I've been doing this a long time. Pretty sure I can ride the chair alone. There's literally no one behind me. Why didn't you just wait for another chair? And he starts giving me shit and he hits me and he goes, what are you going to do about it? So I reached, I'm on the left side, he's on the right. I turned right over. I grabbed his goggles, pulled him back, snapped him in his face, grabbed him again, pulled him around his neck, and just punched him right in the side of the head. And I'm just fucking wailing on him. And I turn and I get up on my knees and the chair's still going up the hill and I'm just fucking hammering this dude in the side of the head. Fucking just hitting him. And I'm like, fuck you, fuck this, fuck everyone. And he just crumples up and he's like, you didn't. And I was like, you fucking hurt me? I'll hurt you back, asshole. My knee's all fucked up. Because I forgot to mention this. At one point, he's tried pushing me off the chair. So I just fucking unleashed on him. So anyways, he's screaming to the lifty at this point to stop it. So they stop it about 10 feet from the top. And he's like, call patrol, call security, do all this shit. And I turn right around and just fucking wail him right in the side of the head. And he slumps down. And I was like, fuck you, asshole. And I look around, I look at the lifty, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out. Jumped off the chair, land, looped back around down under the park. So I used to live up on the mountain. You can't make it to my house from there. So I just held my speed and pumped back uphill, up some moguls, pumping uphill to get over to the road in my neighborhood. And as I'm doing this, seeing patrol whipping by on fucking on the snowmobiles and shit. And I'm like, oh fuck, I think I killed this motherfucker. And so I get there, unstrap, run back to the house, rip off my clothes, call the shop, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be 20 minutes late. I gotta go, my dog's sick, blah blah blah. I'll tell you guys a story. In there. So it turns out I fucked this dude up big time. The lifty was like, yeah, this guy the top lift, he's like, this guy just fucked him up. The bottom lift, he goes, well, you didn't see what happened. And he goes, this guy hit him, then tried to push him off the chair. And they were like, the top lift, he's like, this guy just fucked him up. The bottom lift, he goes, well, you didn't see what happened. And he goes, this guy hit him, then tried to push him off the chair. And they were like, really? And so this guy had filed an incident report. Now, I had friends on patrol. I didn't say anything to him. I'm just like, Turns out, because of the other lifty story about me defending myself, they didn't believe him. They took his pass privileges away, and they were like, well, we'd like to talk to the other guy. I never wore that jacket the rest of the year. I was just like, I'm out. So, yeah. Anyways, fucking Kook. Can't ride the chairlift alone. I've been fucking doing this for fucking ever. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Ooh, Daniel Naranjo, can you recommend a good pow board to replace my Mind Expander? I feel the Mind Expander only shines in pristine, untouched snow, but it's too soft and loose for groomers chop. You have the old Mind Expander. That's the flat to rocker with the surf rocker. You want the new Mind Expander that's camber because it grips so much better on a groomer and it still floats just as good. You lose some of that play, but it makes it so much more versatile. So much more versatile. Let's see. Divorce Vitak. Hey, Aaron, are Union Force good for the Nitro Squash, or should I sell them and buy the Nitro Team Bindings? Thanks for all you do for snowboarding. Save your money. Just ride them. You're good. Okay, let's see. Levi Lieb, what's a good second board to pair with the Jones Stratus? I ride pretty much everything except for the park. You're good right now. Don't buy another board. Just ride more. Okay. We got Colton Buchanan with the super chat. Just burn my hand on a hot pan. Win me a snowboard to make me feel better. Or put some ice on the burn and not type to me. All hail the mullet. Going to take this super chat from Marcus Sharp. Thanks again for the Sherpa service. Per your advice, take it easy. So just so everyone knows, I do have a personal shopper service. I always have a link down in the description. I'll answer your questions. It's like $10 for a quick question, $15 for serious advice, $20 or $25, I can't remember off the top of my head, for like deep stuff. And then we got what we call the time vampire hand holder, where I'll tell you it'll be okay and pat you on the butt while verbally abusing you. And so Marcus did this, and we talked about some stuff and whatnot. And I basically said, I think you're good with your gear. I think you just need to like take some lessons to get you to that next level. So that's what we got there. Eat your muscle cheese. Okay, where were we? Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, Ellie Zakaron, is it normal to break a pair of boots every season? I mean, it depends how much you ride, but I typically go through 1 pair to 2 pairs a season. I can normally get to 100 days, but my boyfriend goes through a pair of boots every 40 days or so. K2 Darkos, both of us primarily breaking boas. So if he's breaking the boa on the Darko, that's because it's the boa conda. So if he's breaking the knob, he's hitting it on some shit, you can pop that out and do it. If he's breaking the internal cable, what that actually is he probably has a protrusion on his foot, which is the internavicular bone. I had this problem. They actually had to change the boa conda with me and a few other people we were talking about. They moved some stuff around because of this. But what it is he's putting pressure on right where it comes out. So it's kinking and rubbing it, and then it breaks through the cable. You can relace that cable. I've done it. And when you do, you can actually bypass certain things to kind of make it a little bit better in there. The other thing is, if you're riding 100 plus days, you don't want soft boots. Buy a stiffer boot, because the way you got to look at it is when you try a boot on in the shop, that's as stiff as it's ever going to be. After you've creased it, flexed in it, walked around in it for 30 minutes, it's already started to get softer, and it's going to progressively get softer. from there. So if you're buying a soft ass park boot, I don't care if you're like, it feels like I got sneakers on my feet. Yeah, that's great. You're not getting the performance out of it. There's a reason that I buy Thraxis. I need a boot that's going to perform well for 100 days. I buy it super stiff. The first 20 days kind of suck. It's not a fun board in the preseason when you're trying to hit a rail. You're like, oh my God, this is so stiff. But by midseason, it's absolutely perfect. And then by the spring, when you're running slush and chop and rails and shit, it's soft again. So that's kind of the big thing. Okay. Okay, this is a good one from Aaron Rittenberry. I hear this a lot, but what is a clear delineation between beginners, intermediate, and pro? Jesus, you're not even going to expert. You're just going to pro. Okay, so a beginner is your true never ever. They're going to stand up straight. They don't know how to bend their knees and ankles. They lock. When they start to figure out how to turn, it's a skidded ass turn until it catches. They fall a lot. They're the type of people that break the wrist, shit like that. Then when you get into the intermediate phase, you know how to slightly ankle steer. You can get a board on edge. You're still not carving, but you can get it on some edge. You're probably a little more comfortable with speed. You're probably able to get a little bit of air, even though you're doing that weird shit where you drag your body, your upper body looks like shit and stuff. And then when you go to pro level, you're sponsored, you get free shit, and babes love you, and dudes want to fuck you, and all that shit. And that's kind of the difference. All right, we got one here from Jason G. Does the Lumberjack X still feel like the Lumberjacks, or did the Lumberjack, or did the Camber make it a completely different board? Still good for in the trees. You get more response. You lose some of the play out in the tip and the butterability for a little bit more precision and snap. It's still got the same torsional flex. It's just if you know how to ride camber, you're fine. If you don't, you got to learn. That's the way to look at it. All right, so we got one fair with the super chat. Once I started listening to Angry Snowboarder and podcasts like The Bumhole, I really learned to not just snowboard, but to be a snowboarder. Thank you. That's what we're hoping for. I might not make you better at snowboarding, but I will make you a better snowboarder. That is what we want. We want people that support snowboarding that are better snowboarders as a whole. That's what we want. Less morally bankrupt people trying to exploit it. Ooh, nerd. Okay, so let's look at another pair of union bindings. I got the new Atlas. Let's take a look at these. Let's see what's going on here. It's like crazy. I got the new Atlas. Let's take a look at these. Let's see what's going on here. It's like Christmas for all you good boys and girls. So, okay. Remember, these bags are reusable too. You can put your weed in it. Don't fall over. Okay. Ow. Goddamn things are out to kill me. So, anyways, yeah. So we got the new Atlas, which still not sure how I feel about this forward lean adjustment right here. In there, the little dial. It's very reminds me of Burton. Does look better built than what Burton had. So then you got that Ox-Tech strap in the heel, Ox-Tech kind of in the toe there as well. Bigger disc plate in there, solid dampening under the toe and the heel in there. It's got some girth to it though. This binding's definitely got some girth in there, but ooh, that is tight. But yeah, and you got 3 places. Ooh, that is tight. But yeah, and you got 3 placements right there for your straps. So those of you guys with instep pressure, you can move it forward or backwards where you need to kind of get that to dial it in. So yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right. Buck Choi, I got a K2 excavator, K2 bottle rocket, and a ride war pig. Is my quiver complete for my 10.5 140-pound big feet? Can my obsession be over and just go ride and die? Yeah, oh my God, dude, you could just ride that bottle rocket for everything, in all honesty. Oh my God. Pietro Mazzagiucelli. Can you quantify the difference in riding between rental equipment and owning your own stuff? You ever banged a hooker? And I don't mean like a high class one. I'm talking like a truck stop rub and tug $10 one. They're kind of loose. They've been passed around and they got a weird smell. That's a rental boot. That's what it is. You're going to tell me a boot that the only foot that's ever been in that's snug, that's sized to you properly is going to be different. That's the big difference right there. Then, rental bindings, which are ass to begin with, have no dampening. They're just like basically two straps, a fucking chassis, and a high back. You got more options for it. You got better dampening. You're going to get a more responsive feel to it than rental boards. Rental boards are literally P-Tex wood, rental top sheet, metal edge. That's it. There's nothing to it. It's like riding an Eversummer. And you get nothing out of it. It's like getting your parents' 96 Honda Civic. You're the fourth one of the siblings to have it. Your parents bought it used with 80,000 miles already on it. It's got a weird smell to it, probably because your brother's fucking dropped some milk duds or some shit into the fucking heating element under the windshield and whatnot. So, yeah. Anyways, that's where it's at with that. So, yeah. If you want to just keep renting shit, keep renting shit. You're not a snowboarder. You're a person that rents shit. That's fine. I don't care. It's fine. Plenty of people rent shit. When you own your own shit, you start to realize like there is a difference out there. Like I said, you can get the OTP HJ from the Lot Lizard, or you can get the OTP HJ from the Prom Queen. I know which one I'm going with. All right. We got a super chat from Dinos. Loving the rants. I think everyone loves it when I rant. It's the only reason people tune in. So. Oh. Drink that Malort. That's 2,000 guys. Selling my Burton bindings, looking to buy a do-it-all binding that will help with bad knees and foot pain. So many people say katana. Does the D3 material make a difference from the katana to the vise? Don't get the katana. You have knee and foot pain problems from the dampening. Go get the Battalion Astro. You will thank me for that later. Piff, am I winning or what? I don't know. Are you? Is anyone really winning? No one's winning. There's nothing good going on here today. Shop local, people. Shop local. Okay. Nick Brinnick. Do you have any info on the incoming K2 Alchemist? Any changes if there are any? The core changed. That is about all I know. I've got to dig a little deeper in the catalog. And I asked for one to ride, and they didn't have one for me. So, yeah. Carlos Mora Golding, spin for Snowboard Jesus to repent for his sins. No. He needs to go die for all of ours. I mean, if he's the true Snowboard Jesus, he should just die for all of us. And then when he comes back in 3 days, we should kill him because he's a fucking zombie. I'm just saying. We've all seen zombie movies. We know what it is. I'm just saying. If he committed seppuku, I'd be okay with that. Well, there you go, Carlos. You won yourself a small sticker pack. Make sure you email me, info@angrysnowboarder.com. Let's see what else we got here. Abraham Schissel. Do you ever get burnt out on snowboard? Yes. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. It'll be like May 25th. And I'm looking at, like, I'll have like 10 more boards I've still got to ride. My body's given out. I'm over it. And I'll be like, fuck, I got to do this. And then I'm like, I just power through. Yeah, everyone goes through burnout at some point or another. bother. Joe X, when I donate $650 for a board, that's when I win one. I mean, yeah, that's pretty factual. You go to your local shop, you donate $650 to them, and you get a snowboard. Remember to ollie some slow signs, people. Okay. My cue. Hey, Avram, what boot company shape should I look into coming up from an Adidas Tactical? Wider forefoot with a skinny ankle heel. Thanks, brother. Depends how wide the forefoot is, but if it's like not an E width, like it's a D or something like that, you probably would be fine with a Ride K2. You might need to look at a Solomon. Some of them, because they have more like that V shape in there, they have a really narrow heel to it. If you went with a 32, you're probably going to have to do a little bit of work just to suck up volume in the heel. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Ugh. Okay, here we go with super chat from Curtis 500. Is a lighter board always better? Any benefits of a heavier label? It's not always better. So lighter boards, while they do tend to be more responsive and whatnot because they're using lighter weight materials, they are a little more prone to breaking easier. They also don't have as damp of a ride. So you notice that when you get into like Chop Chunder, Death Cookies, you're feeling it more underfoot. You're just like, holy shit. So I actually rode the Telos Carbon Backslash the other day. It's like half the weight of a regular backslash. It's lighter weight. It's more responsive. And the whole time I was like, why do I have foot fatigue under my front foot? And it was because all that kinetic energy from the nose flapping was shooting right back underfoot and coming right up into it. And I was like, I don't get that with the normal backslash. I've never gotten that with the normal backslash. So you start to notice like little things like that. Yeah, you're going to have a more responsive ride when you're driving it, especially if it's got a lot more carbon in there, higher end materials, but it can have a thinner base in there. So you hit a small rock and it's a full blown core shot versus just like a little nick or something. So these are things that you got to kind of be aware with it. All hail the mullet. All right, let's see. I'm all over the place here. All right. Let's see. We got Fenrir H. Just picked up a Dinosaurs Will Die, Never Not. Love that board. Any binding recommendations? I put a bent metal transfer on there because I think you can still find the Genovese Pro Model DWD transfer. So that way you get DWD looking bindings on a DWD board. Just my 2 cents there. All right, this one comes in from Zzz. Can you tell me why on rotations like 180s, etc., my ankle sometimes ends up hurting? Is this a binding tightening thing, or is it just soft boots? Soft boots, boots too big, binding positions in the wrong way. You don't have the good muscle memory. You're impacting, landing too heavy on your toes and reefing forward. You have improper arch support. You have an unknown ankle injury that you've never known about. Your tendons and ligaments are weak. It could be any number of things. So, yeah. Okay. Ollie Brown, hi, angry, loving your content. Do you still love snowboarding as much as you ever? No, I fucking hate it. It's the worst thing on earth. That's why I devote my whole life to it, and my whole life revolves around nothing but snowboarding and everything that it has given to me. In fact, I just do it out of spite. These live streams are just here for spite. I'm spite answering questions. No, I still love snowboarding. I will love it as my first love. I will love it till the day I die, till I cannot do it anymore. And even when I can't do it anymore, I will still love it. I will still support it. Snowboarding owes me nothing. I owe it everything. I don't care that it's taken a spleen, it's taken a kidney. I have no cartilage in my knees. I got 2 holes in my brain from it. I got compressed vertebrae in my back, that I've got arthritis and all whole shit of ailments going on with me. No, I don't care about that. Like, I still do it. I still love it. I still get excited to do it. Just now I need to have a little more downtime. I had my years of quantity over quality. Now I'm trying to do a little more quality over quantity. So yes, that's where I'm at. Okay. Peter Dabrowski. Hi, Avram. What's your opinion on stance being 30 degrees or more between the feet? 30 degrees. I ride 18, negative 12, and someone at the shop told me nobody pros rides that wide anymore. And how, oh my God, 30-inch stance? The fuck? You are damaging your body, dude. Unless you are like 6'10" and your like inseam is a 42, there is no reason for that. Oh my God. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Oh. My dog is upset. Ugh. My dog is angry. Something's at the door. Probably got to check on this. I think the neighbor's dog is coming to visit. Come here, turd. Come on. Come here. Come here. Everyone wants to say hi. Come here. Come here. No, we're not going outside. Come on. Come on. Let's go say hi to everyone. What are you doing? Where are you going? Oh, you're being tricky. You're a turd. Sorry, my dog turned into Turd Ferguson. That's her alter ego when she's bad. When she's good, she's Baroness de Stimulus. When she's bad, she's Turd Ferguson. Come here. Come here. Come on. Everyone wants to say hi to you. Okay, fine. Fuck you. So, yeah. No dog today. She's being weird, guys. So, all right. Colm Buchanan. Had my best ever days riding at Hintertux, Austria last week. Could barely hold an edge the following day. Do I need to tune up for my board or should I just join AA? Both. Both. Okay. All right. We got a super chat from Should I Slay or Should I Flub? Just fixed my boa dial in my Vans and feel like I can stop riding the special bus. Just loving my black snowboard to death at Tahoe and Shasta in all conditions. Is there another option for riding trees I might look at? I mean, if you want something a little more playful and you like Capita, I would check out a Navigator, a little more back foot dominant, but a little bit better in tighter trees. Ooh, well, got yourself a medium sticker pack there, sir. You know the drill. Email me, info@angrysnowboarder.com. Go from there. Okay. Eric Chen, spin for Ride Looney Tunes bindings. Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know, as it's the 30th anniversary of Ride, they got a cease and desist way back in the day for putting Looney Tunes inspired graphics on boards. They actually have a War Pig that dropped today. You can buy it on ridesnowboards.com. Shops like Darkside in Vermont are carrying it, but yeah, I think it's $529 or something like that. And there's also bindings as well that match it. So, well, all right, Eric, won yourself a medium sticker pack. You know the drill. You know how to get a hold of me. Get that taken care of. Okay, so for everyone that's got boot fit questions and boot recommendations, wants that shit, I'm going to give you the advice I give everyone. The best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. Go to your local shops, try on a bunch of shit, see how it fucking fits. Me sitting around recommending boots is going to do fuck all for you because you can go order it on the internet and then it doesn't fit and then you're pissed and then you blame me. So fuck it. All right. Jesus. Hano with the spin to lose super chat. No shit. Hano, you won yourself a fucking Signal snowboard. You got your choice. 56 Tail Gunner or 56 Sierra. Make sure you email me, and I'll get that in the mail to you this weekend. Hell yeah. Finally, got rid of the snowboard. Fucking been wanting to get rid of that thing for a while. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, take that one off. So, boop. Well, no one's winning a snowboard the rest of the day. Spin to lose, my ass. You spun to one. Willie Fatso, is there going to be drinking involved at Cooper? You can do anything you want as an adult. Will I partake? No. Whew. Well, all right. S2000 guys, spin to win. Thanks for the help throughout the years. That's all I do anymore. That's all I do anymore. Eat your muscle cheese. And our boy BZM spray skiers and screw Crystal Mountain. Well, I mean, you can screw a mountain all you want. But if you really want to do something to financially cripple them. Drink that Malort, people. Willie Fatso, real question. What is your favorite railboard? What size? Also, dude has a 30-inch stance. What the fuck? Yeah, so for me right now, my favorite railboard is the Rome Party Mod because it's got snap, it's flat to rocker, it's easy. I've got it in a 53. Kind of wish they made it in a 54. Like, I really love 54s for a park size. But yeah, I bought that for my park jib board. So. Drink your Malort some more. Okay, so we're going to take this one from Reed Rumack. You have any idea why I have foot pain in the beginning of the day, but it's fine by the end? I thought it was the way I was telling my boot. Basically, bit feels like my heel is lifted off the bottom. Yeah, your boot doesn't fit, dude. So what's going on at the start of the day is you're lifting your foot up and you're putting stress and everything, and then it breaks in and you get the muscle kicks in and you get used to it being there. Your boots don't fit. That's literally what it is. You got too much heel lift in there. So either you don't have proper arch support, which will actually suck up some volume and do it, or you need J-bars on the heel. That's it. Okay. Georgie Kobe, appreciate all your help. Well, appreciate the super chat, sir. Nothing. Okay. Peter Dabrowski, 30 degrees, not inches, like 18 in the front and 12 in the back, making it. That's not 30 degrees. That's 18 degrees in the front and 12 in the back. It's not a 30-degree, like, it doesn't mean shit. I run fucking 15, negative 12. I used to run 27 in the front, negative 21 in the rear. Like, although that wasn't a true 27. That was Drake 90s style. But yeah, okay, cool. You got a fucking normal stance. Cool. There you go. All right. AK, spin it to win it. Well, somebody already won it. Nerds. Okay. Nathan G. Friends keep trying to get me to ski. I think I'm going to go off on them this time, but snowboarding since I was 10, so 20 years. Any good words for them? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck everyone. I'm getting new friends. Actually had someone tell me once that I needed to go skiing, and I was like, I haven't done it since 1984. You know what happened in 1984? I made it to the top of the fucking T-bar with my grandmother, took off the fucking Snoopy K2s and threw them at her, sat on my butt and butt scooched all the way to the bottom of the hill, went in the lodge and got a hot cocoa. That was the last time Grandma and Grandpa ever took me skiing. So subscribe or else. All right. Andrew Wang. Hi, Avern. I damaged my Yes Standard recently hitting a tree in Japan. Die cut base lifted a bit, but core around the spot seems ruptured inside. Good idea to fix it or just leave it? Well, I mean, if the die cut's separated, you can try to epoxy it back down, but it's just going to pop again because of the flex. That board's pretty much on its way out. Like it's dead. So yeah. Ugh. Oh God, everyone really wants to see the dog. I'll see if I can get her. She's in a mood today. I'll be right back. Baroness. Up, up. Up, up. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. You're a good girl. You're a very good girl. Everyone wants to see you. Come on. Come on, baby. Ugh. She turns 2 on the 21st. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You're a good girl. Yeah, it's okay. She wants to go run, terrorize the neighborhood. She likes terrorizing the neighborhood. There's a raccoon out there, and she's going to go eat it. You don't like the raccoons. You don't like the raccoons. Oh, yes, you're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. Is your stomach bothering you? Did you eat that whole Himalayan chew? Fucking gave her a Himalayan chew. It's supposed to last like 5 days for a regular dog. It lasts like 20 minutes because she's a Malinois. Oh, how'd you go, babe? Good girl. So yeah, that's Baroness. Okay. Let's see. Let's take some more here. Fruit Poop Loops, most physically demanding board you've ever ridden. The Soul Stick Pocket Rocket, also the worst fucking snowboard I've ever ridden in my life. How you made a powder board that can't ride POW, fucking beyond me. Like Soul Stick fucking sucks. Corin Addison or whatever his fucking name is a fucking huge kook. And literally one of the worst boards I've ever ridden in my life. And you can watch an episode of Can Kevin Carve It where Kevin literally almost dies in the first 10 feet. Side cut doesn't work. It doesn't engage. It doesn't, like, you need to get up to like 60 miles an hour and find at least a foot of snow to try to get it to do anything. Like, how I ever made my starter lap at Copper off Super B is beyond me, because it's like, that thing fucking just such a fucking workout. That board was such a fucking chud. And like, that company sucks. Also, the top sheet looked like they didn't clean the cassette when they pressed it. It looked like worms had been pushed into the top sheet. It was so fucking bad. It was literally one of the fucking worst decks. Oh God, that thing was just fucking heinously bad. Just heinously bad. Awful. The only other board that ever gave me a crazy workout was a Smokin'. It was like a KT22, but it was Jay's personal one. I think it was a 174 or something. And it was like about, I think there was like 12 to 14 inches of POW at Keystone. Jay and I took it up to the backside, and I fucking unleashed that thing. And I ended up just hitting warp speed right before I hit a mogul field. And it was like, you'd hit a mogul, skip like 20, land, skip 20, skip. And you basically had to do like a 90-degree turn to get back to the chairlift. So I had to muscle it through a mogul field on the toe edge as hard as I could. That thing just ate me alive. Like, oh God, that thing was awful. Alex Campbell with the super chat. You owe me one spin, brother, from last super chat, and another kook story. I mean, I've said a bunch of kook stories. I'll give you 2 spins. All right, I got to pick a random question. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Small sticker pack. There you go. So you want to talk about kooks? Oh God. Oh God. Anyways, like, for some reason, if there's a kook in the room, they want to come fucking talk to me. And I always think it's funny when people that bought a snowboard find out I work in snowboarding, so they want to come talk to me, and they think we got some middle ground, and I'm like, no, we don't. But I think one of the funniest ones was I went on this date with this chick down in Denver. So first off, red flags. She lives in Denver. Ugh, not a mountain chick. But she was best friends with the owner of Marhar's wife. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll go down there with her. So we go down, we're doing our thing. We have to stop by some of our friends, and this dude like comes out. He's like, we're at their place, and he's like, "Yeah, I bought this fucking banana magic, whatever, fucking," or maybe it was an attack banana. I can't remember what he bought. It was some LibTech. It wasn't a good board. I know that much. And he's just sitting there, and he's like saying all this shit that is just not true about Lib's marketing, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, So he looks at me and he goes, "Averin, what do you think about this?" And I was like, "You want the fucking kid gloves or you want the honest opinion?" He's like, "Oh, I want your honest opinion. You know, you worked in a shop, you know, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "It's a shit board. It's the wrong board for you. You don't need that camber profile. The side cuts whack as fuck on this." I was like, "You're trying to say how much stronger this thing is." But I was like, content, impact point, impact point, impact point, impact point. Because of the tucked edges, they pull out easier on there. Yeah, you can run the nose straight into something because it's got this much tip fill in there. I was like, but it's not anything better. I was like, you want to talk about bio bean resin? And I think at the time it wasn't even C2, it was banana. It's just full reverse. And I was like, on top of the fact you bought like a 153 and you're 230 pounds. I was like, this is the completely wrong board for you. You walked into REI because it was a sale this weekend and you bought it. And now you're proud that you bought it and you want to do this. And you're asking me to come snowboard with you. And to be honest with you, I don't even want to get on a chairlift with you. Needless to say, even though I did bang that chick that night, we never went on another date. Oh, so yeah, and I got to pick a random question for someone to get a spin. So let's see where we are. Let's find one. I'm going to take this one from Curtis 500. Snowstick worse than Gilson. I put him on the same fucking level of kookery. Like, Gilsons are just shitty quality that they hired some marketing firm to push. Soulstick is just some fucking kook that thinks he's an inventor and going to revolutionize everything. My favorite was he likes to argue. He likes to come out like, I haven't ridden that board in years. I don't want to ride anything from him. Like, I remember the first time I saw the dude, he had K2 clickers, not like the quicker system that it came back, old school clickers. Now he rides strap bindings with the ratchets on the inside. Anatomically correct bindings that he just swapped. I was looking at a photo the one day and I was just like, what the fuck is this? It's like that. And he makes his kid do it. And I was like, that is child abuse, dude. That is child abuse. I mean, the good thing about Gilson is their factory burned to the ground so they could claim the insurance money. They're probably out of snowboarding, never coming back. Curtis, you won yourself a small sticker pack. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and I'll get that in the mail to you. All right. We got our boy Horatio Nachito. Buddy has some pain from the stock J bar in his ride in Sano. Is there a way to blow it out and add a new one in the correct place? It's not that you need to blow it out. Pull the liner out, put your foot in there, figure out where the pain is, take a razor blade on the outside of the liner, slice up the J bar. Then put it back in the shell of the boot, tighten it up, see if that's relieved the pain. If it hasn't, take it back out, take another slice. Either you need to go inside or outside of the original slice, and you want to loop it back around. Then you're going to take some needle nose pliers and pull out the foam in between the slices. That's going to create a pocket in there of space that should relieve that pressure. All right, we got this super chat from Beziums. How much can you downsize on a jib board? Been looking at the party mod, but I'm 237, size 11 boot. The biggest boards are 59 and 57. You can get away with the 57 wide. I'll tell you that right now. There's not a doubt in my mind. If you want it for a jib board, just understand it's not going to have as much snap. And if you really, really hammer that fucker into rails, probably going to die quicker than like if you'd gotten the 59. But I think you're okay with that 57. So. All right. Got yourself a small sticker pack too. You know how to do this. You know how to hit me up. Get that to you. So okay, what else? Dan K, is there a brand of base cleaner that you recommend? Anything that's citrus based. I'm very big on the citrus based stuff. All right, let's see. Okay, I think we're kind of caught up on everything. So we'll take the super chat from Curtis. 500. Is there a real benefit to fully wrapped metal edges versus not? Yeah. So, one, you got rid of the 4 contact points of impact. So if you hit a tucked edge, I love people that are like, I've never pulled one out. First lib tech I ever owned was a dark series with the first year magna traction. Drilled a fucking rock at Stevens Pass and just there it went. I think that board was 5 days old when I got it. Like, like I bought it used and it pulled it right up. So with the full metal, I don't care what people say. Like most of the time, it's stronger. So when you hit stuff, it tends to do like a glancing blow, especially if you bevel. Like you take a file, you take a file and you go around, you bevel that edge down and stuff. It'll glance off on there. They're just stronger. They also you can also run a full tip to tail wood core in there instead of having like this much tip fill. Tip fill deadens the snap of the board. It's just extra PTEX in there, basically filling it up. So, yeah. Curtis, got yourself another small sticker pack. So, email me, info@angrysnowboarder.com. Okay, Tank E, curious how the 2024 Black Snowboard Death compares to the Mega Death. Is it just the weight difference because of the carbon? Regular Black Snowboard Death is also going to be more damp. It actually is stiffer, in my opinion. Like, haven't ridden the new 2024 Black Snowboard Death, but riding this year's, and I don't think there's any crazy change in it. It's going to be more damp and actually stiffer. Like, it's not as reactive, is what it is. Like, you get that mega layup in there and that construction, and that it's a more reactive board. It's like you load it up and you're boosted to the moon. The Black Snowboard to Death isn't quite on that level. So yeah. All right, so we got one here from Horatio Nachito. What he wants a carving board, 230-pound size, 12 boots. Suggested the new Cafe Racer Plus or the Amplid Pennaquark. Makes sense? Hell yeah, those are 2 solid choices for him. We got Bert. Have you driven the Amplid Paradigma or Stereo? If so, how would they compare to the Ticket? Suitable for a rider in his second season, 20 to 30 days per season. Greeting. Paradigma is probably too much board for someone in their second season. Stereo would basically be closer to that. So, yeah. All right. We got a super chat from Eric Chen. Gone through the ride, 32K2 boots, fit great in the shop with toes touching front. 15, 20 days. Heel lift starts. Shop said, I need to downsize with curl toes. You might need to downsize, or you just might need to throw some J bars in there. Or you need to get rid of the stock insoles and put an aftermarket in when you're trying boots on. There's like so many things. So, yeah. All right. Jack Off Beat, top 5 must-watch snowboard films for the culture. That's a great super chat. Okay, Whiskey 1 and 2. I'm counting it as a box set, so there you go. You got to watch those just to understand Boozy the Clown Productions. It's a must. Okay, I think if you're going to do Mac Dog, everyone's kind of got their favorites. To me, it's Stand and Deliver. That's a really big one. Back in Black, especially Mark Frank Montoya's part, which they just talked about on the Unstrapped Snowboard Show / podcast. That's a really good one in there as well. Let's see. Man, there's so many good movies. I think you kind of need to watch Videograss 1, but I don't think it's in the top 5. The first Videograss is in there. TB8, Totally Bored 8. That's a good one. Um, that'll really be an eye opener. And if you can find them, they're not. It's not a video per se, but the Tahoe Danger Zone vlogs. So these are the original true vlogs. Like I mean, they were never even on YouTube. They were Vimeo. But Nick Visconti and the boys, Tahoe Danger Zone, like they did everything around a theme. It was absolutely amazing. They shot it. But Visconti's Christ Air is amazing. Also, his tuck knee on a rail. That was pretty cool. I think that you actually should watch that. That's a really good one as well. Let's see. God, there's so many good movies over the year. It's like so tough to just dial this in. But Burning Bridges is another good one from Kids Know production. Is that was a Kids Know, I think. But yeah, Burning Bridges, you should definitely watch that. There's just so many good ones out there. That's a tough question. That's like a super loaded question. True Life is another good one. Like that's pretty solid. Any of the grenade videos, those are super solid too. You lose. Man, there's just so many. Oh, well. Cool. Oh God. Biljat Singh. Going to upgrade my Burton step-ons. Don't kill me for using them to now O-Drive. Where will I notice obvious? Well, one, you're not stuck in a Burton boot. So first off, with step-on, because it's got that cleat on the heel, it changes the pivot point in the binding. Most people don't realize this, but if you've ridden them enough, you should. You're going to change that now because you're going to get more ankle flexion, especially if you drive back into it. The other thing is going to an O-Drive, you're literally going from like a comfort binding to the most performance-driven binding out there. It's super stiff and crazy. And it has skate tech. You're going to notice that there's more power being driven into the toe and heel edge from it, especially if you tweak the bushings in there. The straps are more aggressive. And then you got the whole boot fit thing going on. Dude, night and day difference. Honestly, if you're coming off of step-ons, I'd probably say tone it down a little bit if you're going to go to the O-Drive and instead maybe just go to a Select Pro. Be a little bit of an easier stepping stone. Yeah. Can't go wrong with Destroyer from Kingpin Productions either. Fuck. So many good ones. So many good ones out there. Oh, man. Jay Weiland 1 just picked up a Rome Stalefish. Great board. Will ride initially with a set of cartels, but would like to upgrade figure. You will say katanas. Any other suggestions? If you want to go like more surfy with more lateral play, I'd look at a Union Ultra or even Union Strata. Otherwise, you could do the K2 Lean AT as well. All right, we got Non with the super chat. Looking for a beginner jib board. Battalion Disaster and Rome Artifact are on my list. Any others to consider? Ride Kink would be another one that I would look at, as well as the K2 Geometric or World Peace. It's kind of dealer's choice in there. So that's 4 boards right there then that you're looking at, and I don't want to give you too many more because you'll just start over analyzing and then not buy something. Spray skiers. This comes from JNAC17. How fast is considered fast? Hit 48 miles per hour this week and felt like I was flying, but my wife hit 55 miles per hour. Until you hit 88 miles per hour and get that 1.21 gigawatts going, you're slow. All right. So, anyways, we're slowing down. Been here 2 hours. It's time for me to get out of here. I got to go walk the dog, and then I got to go get some crab rangoons, and then I got to set up tomorrow's snowboards. Oh my God, so much stuff to ride. So, anyways, I'm going to put out a little thing in the community tab about February 23rd for Ski Cooper here in Colorado to do a little meetup. Kind of see, it's just to gauge your guys' interest. I need to have a few people go. I do know that my friend Nick, who's the Rosnell rep, said he would probably come and bring some next year's boards for people to demo. So I just really want to gauge that, see what people are doing. So that's one thing we got going on. The other thing is for members of Angry Snowboarder VIP, you're going to start seeing some test videos from Aaron, aka Thunder Cheeks. He's going to be the new dude bringing in to do reviews and stuff. Great shop guy. Love him to death. Knows his shit. So I don't worry about him giving you guys advice. You'll probably see him on some live streams. We got that going on. So anyways, if you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for you. And, you know, as always, I'll see you guys in another video. And remember, if you want to hurt these snowboard influencers that don't give anything back to snowboarding, remember to report them, block them, tell everyone you know, because only you can prevent that level of kookery. I'll see you guys in another video.